Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's your boy John Cena. I'm gonna make another video. I know I said I was gonna make videos, a lot of videos. I didn't really make videos at all. I made one video. Somebody called me out about it. So I came back. That's not the reason I came back, but I came back and I realized what I wanted to do was kind of like make recap videos for sports. Mostly it's going to be football, and football just started. So I'm going to really just start making football videos. I didn't want to make videos about football in the preseason because those didn't count. But now that football has actually started, I want to make recap videos. Expect 16 videos today. I'm probably just going to recap every game. But most of the games like the Seahawks-Broncos game and like the Chiefs and Chargers game, I wasn't really paying attention to. So I'm going to make a couple of videos today covering like a couple of games. But I might not do every game just because I'm not really sure what actually happened. So today, or for the first video, I'm going to be recapping the Bills-Ravens game. So let's get right into it. Joe Flacco and the offense they just came out firing. Joe Flacco, the one glimpse of the first string offense that we got to see in the preseason was the same offense that we've seen in this game. Joe Flacco was driving down the field, making accurate throws. His receivers were catching. I think there were only 4 drops in the entire game, I think. Or maybe 5. I'm not sure. But there weren't as many drops as there were last year. Definitely not as many drops as there were last year in the Bengals game to open up the season. So the offense played great. Joe Flacco, he looked quicker, faster, healthier, obviously. He didn't have the brace on, so that's always something that we look out for. If he has the brace on, we're pretty sure that he's not going to be doing that much running. He's probably just going to stay in the pocket and get sacked or throw it away, throw a bad throw, it's going to be picked off or something like that. But today, he was quick. He was out of the pocket. The offensive line was blocking, and even when the offensive line didn't block, Joe Flacco, he flushed out of the pocket and was throwing accurate throws to the receivers. It was just great. And to put the cherry on top for the offense, 6 different Ravens had touchdowns today. 6 different offensive Ravens had touchdowns today. Those 6 guys are Michael Crabtree. Of course, Michael Crabtree had an amazing touchdown catch. Joe Flacco threw it. It was man-to-man in the back of the end zone. Well, not in the back of the end zone, in the corner of the end zone. Joe Flacco threw it. It was perfect right into Michael Crabtree's bucket. Michael caught it, but that wasn't really it was a good catch. It was a good throw, but that's not really what surprised everyone or really shocked everyone. What really shocked everyone was the fact that when Michael Crabtree caught the ball, he was able to catch the ball and get both feet down. He was able to just barely smack his foot into the end zone, and they ruled it a touchdown. Willie Snead had a touchdown. Joe Flacco, it was a crossing route. Joe Flacco threw a laser at Willie Snead's chest. Willie caught it, and then he ran for a couple, maybe 4 or 5 yards, and then lunged in for the touchdown. So that was good. And then John Brown had a touchdown. Joe Flacco's first touchdown of the game, actually. And John Brown, he was just wide open in the back of the end zone, and he caught the touchdown. So it was really good to see Joe Flacco with his new receivers firing on all cylinders. That was just great. It felt really good as a Ravens fan. It felt really good to be a Ravens fan today, or yesterday. And the other 3 guys are Alex Collins. Of course, he had the first touchdown in the game. It was a rushing touchdown, and Buck Allen and Kenneth Dixon also had 1 rushing touchdown apiece. So really, it was just every Ravens offensive player that could have a touchdown had a touchdown. Nick Boyle and the tight ends, they weren't really doing anything, but Flacco was throwing to Nick Boyle and Max Williams, well, not really Max Williams, but Joe Flacco was relying on his tight ends a lot. And not really a lot like he used to, with Dennis Pitta at least. But Joe Flacco, he was throwing to Nick Boyle a lot. And it just goes to show how Nick Boyle had a couple of drops out there, I think, but it just goes to show how if Joe Flacco keeps up that same mentality of throwing at tight ends or relying on his tight ends, and when we get Hayden Hurst back in a couple of weeks, if we do get him back in a couple of weeks, just imagine how much better the offense is going to be with Joe Flacco throwing to his tight end, and then you have that amazing tight end who's fast, big, and he has amazing hands who will just basically almost catch every ball that you throw at him. So really that's going to help the Ravens even more when they get Hayden Hurst back. So that's just something even more to be optimistic about if you're a Ravens fan. I know I keep saying even more, but it's just a whole bunch of optimistic fans, a whole bunch of optimistic things going on in Baltimore, and we're just hoping as Ravens fans that Joe Flacco can keep it up. And we know Joe was taking some hits out there, and they were scary, but he was jumping right up, and he was continuing to drive down the field for the most part. The problems didn't start occurring for me until Lamar Jackson came in, and not that it was a problem for Lamar, but it almost felt like when the Ravens played the Bears in the Hall of Fame game, that it felt like that was the type of Lamar we were seeing. He wasn't really completing a whole bunch of passes. Receivers were dropping passes. So it wasn't the same Lamar that we saw about 1 or 2 weeks previous. So that was that. But the Ravens didn't really start punching the ball until Lamar came in. But, I mean, Lamar, he showed some flashes. Lamar pulled off this. It was a trick play. The Ravens were, like, in the red zone. Lamar Jackson faked a handoff to Kenneth Dixon. And then, like, he exploded to the left side and all the way out to the 1-yard line. And I think that was the drive that Buck Allen scored. But it just really goes to show how the offense even plays like, even when you have a backup in, it just goes to show how good the offense can be and how explosive the offense can be. Now, Lamar, I wouldn't want to rely on Lamar Jackson or RG3 if we had to. Like, if Flacco gets hurt, I'm not expecting us to make the playoffs. Like, if Flacco gets hurt week 6, I don't expect us to make the playoffs. I expect us to probably win a couple games after that, but I just don't see a bright future with the offense. Now, Lamar has a bright future, and if the Ravens use him right, then maybe we'll win a couple of games. Maybe we'll win more games, but I just don't see it. Sorry. I don't see it with Lamar and RG3. So I'm just hoping, everybody pretty much in Baltimore is just hoping that Joe doesn't get hurt. We cannot afford for Joe to get hurt this season or even in the postseason. Because in the postseason, it's all business. It's not going up against an opponent like the Bills. It's going up against teams like the Patriots, Steelers, Jaguars, teams like that have proven that they can beat us. And Flacco is electric in the playoffs. Flacco beats the Patriots in the playoffs, beats the Steelers in the playoffs, sometimes at least. We haven't faced the Jaguars in the playoffs. The one time that, in recent memory, that we played the Jaguars, we played the Jaguars last year and in 2016. And in 2016, we barely won. It was a nail-biter. I think 16-17 was the final score. We won just by a Justin Tucker field goal or something like that. And then we got completely just embarrassed last year against the Jaguars 42-7. So really, if Joe Flacco can turn on that playoff mentality through the regular season, just imagine how good the Ravens can be. So let's go to the defensive side of the ball. The defense, there was no other word to explain how the defense played except for dangerous. The defense showed how dangerous they can be when they make their own decisions. And the Ravens, we were getting sacks left and right. Tavon Young had a sack where Chris Wormley, or I think it was Chris Wormley, was really helping Tavon Young get the sack by forcing Nathan Peterman to the side. And the Ravens had a similar play in the preseason, but I think it was Peanut, where the defensive line kind of forced the quarterback to go to the outside, and then Peanut just came in for the sack. So similar plays happened. So the Ravens defense really was just, they looked dangerous. They looked like they were having fun out there. So that's really what you want to see as if you're the Ravens. You want to see your defense out there being dangerous, having fun, and they